Hi, I'm Chantal Cook from MEF. Now, in March 2024, the MEFFYS took place at the beautiful Casa Lotja in Barcelona. And one of the winners was Telin in the Global Connectivity category, with their project called Beyond the Horizon, a roadmap for inclusive and sustainable connectivity. And with me is the CEO of Telin, Budi Purba. So, Budi, can you tell me a little bit more about this amazing project?
Yeah, thanks, Chantal. So, Telin is, the international arm of PT Telekom. We build a lot of infrastructure connecting Indonesia to global. A lot of projects now going on, like on the MEFFYS that we are part of that consortium. Some project also for the intra-Asia connectivity. Also, we are participate on that project. And Bifrost cable also we are part of that project connecting Southeast Asia to US. And some of the project will have a good infrastructure for us to support the eastern part of Indonesia. As you know, Indonesia is a big country, and most of the infrastructure, I think today, more concentrated in the western part of Indonesia. There are some initiative from Indonesia government, of course, to develop, the unserved area for the eastern part of Indonesia. When you look at the geographical situation of Indonesia, not all of the region are covered by the international connectivity. That's the reason most of the traffic from the eastern part of Indonesia need to be carried through Jakarta and then to Singapore. Now, I think there are around 17 international cable going to Indonesia, but 16 out of the 17 are concentrated on the western part of Indonesia, which is going to Singapore. Right, so it's mean that when we provide the internet services to our customers for the eastern part of Indonesia, there is some issues with the user experience and everything, because as you know, from the most eastern part of Indonesia to Jakarta, the latency already take almost 50 milliseconds. So it takes more than 5 hours flight actually from Jakarta to the most eastern part of Indonesia. So there are two reasons. One is how we serve our people in the eastern part of Indonesia better. The second thing is about the national sovereignty as well, because if there is anything happen, because most of the cable is going to the western part, right? So that's why we need to set up the new, what we call is the new gateway for the eastern part of Indonesia, so the traffic later on is going to be distributed, and we choose Manado as our second gateway. So some of the project like Bifrost will be land to Manado, and assisting we already have our CUS cable also landing in Manado. So we create it become the second gateway for us. So for most of the traffic of the internet that, let's say, going to US, no need to bring it to Jakarta, Singapore, and then going to US now, we can send it through our Eastern Gateway. So the people in the eastern part of Indonesia will enjoy a better user experience, and I think in terms of the cost structure also better, because we don't need a long connectivity to serve to provide this kind of service. So we will not stop on that. A lot of project going on also to improve all the user experience in Indonesia. We initiate a new 7 subsea cable project. Connecting also strengthening also the what we call it Eastern East Gateway in Manado. I think there will be around 3 or 4 more cable that we're going to land also in Manado with our 7 project. The 7 project also to support the expansion of the data center in this region as well. So we have the connectivity to intra-Asia, and then the new road also from Indonesia directly to Middle East and to Europe, not going to Singapore. And then some of them also strengthening the gateway from the eastern part of Indonesia going to Hong Kong, Korea, Japan, beside the existing one that we have in US. Hopefully, this seven system that we are building, we are expecting to be concluded in the next 3 to 4 years. We allocate a lot of budget for that. I think for Telin itself, we allocate around 400 to 600 million US dollars to develop this new subsea system. And with the total project, I think around almost 3.7 billion US dollars actually, because we are forming the consortium for that project. But we are the one that initiating all this project. Yeah.
And once you've completed this project, and it does sound like a mammoth undertaking, but once completed, what difference do you think it will make to that eastern end of Indonesia?
I think there are a lot of options, the connectivity for the eastern part of Indonesia. Of course, on the domestic side, we keep continue to build all the connectivity to the eastern gateway. We are going to strengthen on that part. But now on the eastern gateway, at least there will be around 6 cable that can serve for the eastern part of this. I mean, these 6 international cable. It means that we will provide a more robust network to serve our people in the eastern part of Indonesia. Yeah.
And how do you see the market in Indonesia developing in the future? Because clearly this is a big investment. It's going to make quite a big difference. So what's your predictions for the future then?
I think what we see, I think globally, for the intra-Asia, I think the demand, the growth demand, I think more than the 30% in terms of the capacity, what we see the past few years. And then this is the trend from some report that we get. And but look also the expansion on the data center. A lot of now the hyperscalers are now expanding also to our country and also in the region. So all this development on the data center definitely need the international connectivity. So that's why our project, the new project 7 system of the ICE, what we call it ICE cable, Indonesia Cable Express, will help also to the growth of the data center. So in Indonesia, so we will capture the potential of the business from this DC to DC connectivity in this region as well. So we see that it's clearly quite prospective in terms of the business for Telin. And no need to mention also the geopolitical situation also in the South China Sea and also on the Middle East. Now with the 7 system that we have, some people on the Middle East also have the alternative to be connected to US, not through the Red Sea and to Europe, but now they have the alternative also going to Indonesian water and then connecting to US directly. So not only for Indonesia, but also the region or the industry as a global now, there will be some alternative or new roads connecting the world basically. Yeah. So we are quite optimistic with that. Yeah.
And it's interesting that you mentioned the geopolitical situation. I guess more and more we're going to have to look at ways in which countries can be connected through different routes rather than all coming through the same thing. Is that something you see developing more and more over the coming years?
Yes, we see that. We initiate the first cable called IGGC-US, which is connecting Singapore, Southeast Asia, Indonesia, and to Guam, Hawaii, and then to California. That's the first cable that connecting this region, avoiding Luzon Strait and South China Sea. And now we see that a lot of hyperscalers, especially the US-based company, using the same road. One example is the Bifrost cable that we're building with one of the hyperscalers with Meta, also using the same road. And then Google and Meta also have other projects using the same road as well. So I think with that situation, Indonesia water also play a key role connecting Southeast Asia to US, avoiding South China Sea. So we see that a lot of attraction now using Indonesia water because of this geopolitical situation. And then the other things is the alternative for South Asia and Middle East also going to US, where previously they always focus the road to Europe, and now they have the alternative because the issues like on the Red Sea related to Yemen and others, issue in that area. Also, they see now that this is the new road is quite interesting to be that alternative. Yeah. The project itself is not the end of what we are going to do. The other thing that we are developing is the platform on top of that, which is to answer what is the pain point from the customers. As we all aware that how long to take the provisioning of the international connectivity. It can be more than 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, right? It become a pain point for most of our customers. How to answer that? Then we create a platform. We already started developing on this. It started launch of the product, where we can do the automation on the provisioning for this international connectivity, even for the layer 1 services. We already introduced this service, and we want that the service will be adopted also by the other carriers, because then we can work together how we can provide then instant provisioning, bandwidth on demand, and a transparent service to all our customers. Just imagine if we have kind of the sky scanner for the booking the flight. Now we have it also for the international connectivity. So it will make the customers easier. They know what is the quality and what is the price. No need to arrange a lot of things with so many carriers. And this is why all this investment also play key roles to support all this initiative, because without having enough inventory or asset that can be put into that platform, how we can provide the service to the customers with the similar costs, because now the risk is on the provider basically. So we are initiating this, and we want to engage with some carriers, many carriers, to join this kind of initiative, to work together, even to provide from layer 1 to layer 3 services, and it's become open, automated for all carriers. Yeah.
And what difference has it made to your company and the project of you winning the MEFFYS award in 2024?
Definitely, this is we are really happy with that. It's one of the recognition from all the initiative that we have done. It level up our brand in the region. Globally, because maybe people only know Telin mostly for this region, for the Asia or Southeast Asia. Now with getting the award in Europe is really leveling up our brand, and really happy. I think on the other side also, it gives us the motivation to do better, to provide a better services to our customers. And then now when people knows we won the award, then we need to do better than that, right? So it gives us a motivation to do better, how we can drive more innovation and initiative to provide a better solution and experience to our customers. I think that's the focus now for us. Yeah.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much. That's Budi Purba, the CEO of Telin, winner of the MEFFYS 2024 Global Connectivity category with their project Beyond the Horizon, a roadmap for inclusive and sustainable connectivity. Thank you very much for telling us more about that.